Hey guys, how are we doing? Back on another video from Taku, and we are on the biggest flexes in anime, number 9. It's still going. It's beastly. It's godly. I love these videos so much. They are epic. Let's get into this, shall we?
It's that time again, folks. Welcome back to the biggest flexes in anime, number 9.
Yes.
And I warn you in advance, this one is straight fire. I mean, like straight fire, like figuratively straight fire, because it's a really good one. And I'm really happy with the flexes in this one, and also literally straight fire, because all 8 of the flexes that I have in store for you are fire-based flexes.
Oh, okay.
This time you're in store for literal straight fire as well as figurative straight fire.
Cool.
As you know, I'm the last biggest flexes in anime. I asked for 75,000 likes thinking, nah, these guys won't get it. You got it. You got 75,000 likes. I can't believe it.
That's class.
So I am absolutely defeated until this point. I understand. And I'm moving up the like goal.
That one was class with 80,000 likes.
And biggest flexes in anime 10 will be out within a week. So feel free to hit that like button.
Absolutely class.
And subscribe for future fire content.
Nice.
But this episode will be more fire than any other. Without further ado, let's jump into the meat and potatoes of the biggest flexes in anime 9. And I mean, while we're at it, you can let me know in the comments which flexes you want to see in the future, and if there are any themed flex videos you want to see in the future, because you have no idea what I have in store for you.
Nice. First flex
from my boy, Roy Mustang. From Fujitora to the Alchemist. This guy flexes a lot. So, I think that everyone probably saw Fujitora and Alchemist as they should have, because it's like one of the best anime of all time.
It's incredible.
And I think anyone that has seen it loves the Flame Alchemist, Roy Mustang.
Roy Mustang is class.
Favorite characters, and, well, he flexes. I can understand why. Before getting into the actual ability-based flexing, this guy walks around saying, well, when I'm gonna be Fuhrer, things are gonna look different around here. The guy openly says that he's gonna
be the leader.
Yeah. And no one bats an eyelash.
They're just like, alright, yeah.
Tells him, maybe you shouldn't say this stuff so openly. It could get you in trouble. And he's like, why? When I'm in command, it doesn't matter what I say. He is so sure in his convictions that he is taking over the country through political means. He just doesn't care about any of that political correct garbage that people might try to use against him. He flexes on the system, god damn it! But as far as flexing goes, all this is completely overwhelmed by the way he flexes on his opponents as he annihilates them. And I'm talking mostly about, slight spoilers, lust and envy. Both of these fights show Roy at his absolute peak flex form. I mean, in the very first episode of Fujitora and Alchemist, when Roy is up against the Freeze Alchemist, after being made fun of that his flame does not work into water, he proceeds to change his gloves and then obliterate like these big ice sculpture egos and just say, oh, you want to mess with my flame? This is what happens to you. And he just goes on this whole rant to flex on someone who's not actually even there. He left at that point. It was very awkward. But whatever, he flexes a lot. He flexes on Ed all the time. Whenever Ed does anything that requires backup or that messes up, he's like, Ed, again with you. You're lucky I'm here to save your ass again. He just has to let him know exactly who is doing the ass saving around here, and it's usually Roy. Whenever Ed messes up, he makes sure to tell Ed, oh, damn, Full Metal, you messed up there again, didn't you? Unlike me, who never messes up ever. I love Roy.
It was absolutely class.
Beautiful, cocky personality, and he can just back it up. But when he's up against Lust, and Lust really does a number on him, mortally wounds Hammock, stabs him through the abdomen, and is currently fighting against like Alphonse and Ed and like everyone else, in walks Mustang, and he just starts obliterating Lust, firing fire blast after fire blast at that despicable Whammon as she just continues to regenerate again and again and again. Now, this isn't flexing, this is just the art of war. He's trying to kill her, so he's blasting her alive.
He just keeps going.
How he does it makes it truly a beautiful flex. As he's walking up to her, obliterating her, and she can't really hear what he's saying because she's like screaming and stuff, he has one hand on his abdomen that he seared closed with his fire. That's a badass feat, but not a flex. The flex is that as he's walking in, he's like, well, I thought that I was a goner when you pierced me with your finger thingy. Yes, he says it that slowly, but I decided to sear my wound shut, and I almost passed out because of the pain. You know, he's just flexing on everyone that, like, he went through a hell of a lot of pain to do this, and he deserves this flex, but he just grit his teeth and bared it, because it's one thing melding your own wounds shut. But the other thing is just as you're obliterating your opponent, you're explaining the pain and suffering.
Yeah, like how much you had to go
in
through
order to get to this point. And while Lust is screaming about how she's immortal and he'll never actually kill her, Roy just says, "Oh, good, I'm glad you're immortal, so you can
just keep
suffer
doing
for
this."
longer."
Yeah.
Or, "Oh, I can't hear what you're saying over your screaming." Roy has one-liners that should literally each be framed and put above his desk as freaking badass obituaries of his opponent.
Yes.
And when he's up against Envy, and he's just one after the other, dropping bombs on him, where he doesn't actually go.
He's currently
to the
going over how
absolute lengths
badass Roy
of killing
Mustang
Envy
is.
because he just wants
Yes.
Envy to suffer longer. He is doing so much damage to Envy. Envy kills himself to get out of the hellfire he was stuck in, dealing with Roy. That is epic. I mean, Roy Mustang flexed an immortal enemy to death. How many people can say that? So, Flame Alchemist, Roy Mustang, one of the greatest flexers of all time.
So
and
freaking
we're
cool.
just getting started. Next.
Next,
And this one is from a currently airing anime, Fire Force.
Fire Force,
And it is where
babe.
Captain Burns decided to spar with Shinra and Arthur for a little bit in episode 7 to see if, like,
Oh, how funny is that? We've just about started watching episode 7.
Oh, no. Are relatively irrelevant, aside from the fact that at the end of the fight, he's just like, "Oh, I see you are worthy of training. Nice!" But of course, he says that after completely annihilating them, but it's how he annihilated them that really was peak shonen flexing that I adore. Now, this definitely counts as a fire flex because it's Fire Force, and they're on fire, so definitely within the parameters of what I'm going for here. He says to them, "All right, so to test your abilities, I would like to spar with you, but I'll spar with you at the same time to save time." Yes, for him it's literally faster to fight them both at the same time than to do one after the other. Already, I hear the flexing. Flexing is about to start. This is when the flexometer in Lord Nuxenor's slightly psychotic mind was starting to beep, and oh boy, was the flexometer not wrong on this one. It starts off with Shinra running at him and attacking with Excalibur, this extremely awesome, essentially it's a goddamn lightsaber. And as Shinra's running, he also's like trying to be cool, he's trying to flex, he's like, "Oh, I will attack you, but don't blame me if you end up losing an arm."
I love how the editors put,
no,
Nux is going to get all the names wrong here, just ignore it.
And Shinra goes to chop his arm off, and it just doesn't work. It just blocks it with his hand. But it's not like he blocks it. He's flexing so hard because he didn't even need to block it. It just stopped on him. And then, of course, he has to cockily tell him, "Oh, Shinra, you have a sword that never fails to kill. Wow, it's amazing. Didn't work, but it's pretty cool. Do you have any other moves?" And this is like Shinra's entire shtick in a nutshell. And he goddamn knew that, but it didn't matter. And then when he's fighting the main character, he's letting the main character kick at him for a while it's just not affecting him for whatever reason. And he doesn't punch the main character, he doesn't slap the main character, he doesn't kick the main character. He taps his foot on the ground, and with the shockwave of his foot tap, he blasts away the main character.
Oh my god.
Damn it, that's an amazing flex. He's not trying to make them feel better about themselves, is he? And then after he just demolished two opponents. One of them with the sword not even phasing him, and the other one with tapping his foot. And he's like,
down on the
"Oh,
floor.
you guys are pretty good. Pretty good, my ass." Captain Burns, epic flex right there. Extremely cool. Next flex. And prepare to wet your pants.
It's such a weird series though, Fire Force.
None other than Genryusai Shigekuni Yamamoto, the captain of the 1st Division of the Gotei 13, as well as the captain commander of the entire 13 Core Guard squads from Bleach. Now, the stereotype of badass old dudes in anime literally was not made for anyone better than this guy. I know Netero is amazing in Hunter x Hunter, and I praise him at every given opportunity, but when it comes to badass old dudes, not easy to beat Genryusai Shigekuni Yamamoto.
No, he's so freaking
When
OP.
this guy is challenged to a fight, he asks them a simple question. "Why precisely do you think I have served as the captain commander of the Gotei 13 for 1,000 years? It's because in all of those 1,000 years, no Soul Reaper was born to rival me in strength." He says this right before proceeding to annihilate his adversary. This dude's not that tall. He's only like 5'6", 168 centimeters. He weighs 115 pounds. He's a very old dude with a very long beard, and he annihilates anyone that dares challenge his presence. I mean, just unsheathing his sword is so dangerous because it has the ability to evaporate all the moisture in the entire Soul Society. If there's no moisture in the air, everyone dies. Every breath everyone takes feels like they're breathing down fire. That's why, when he fights, he doesn't unsheath his sword, which is also sort of a flex.
Yeah.
It's a practical flex. When this guy actually does use his Bankai, and it is in the manga, but I will be slightly spoiling his fight, so if you'd like to skip it, feel free to skip. It makes his sword so insanely hot. not only is it evaporating all the moisture in the Soul Society, but also, whatever it touches turns to ash instantaneously. So, of course, his opponent's like, oh, I just don't need to touch your sword, and then I'm all okay. So, he dodges around Yamamoto's sword to strike him directly. But as the sword gets close to Yamamoto, the sword is incinerated. Bruh, it makes a fire cloak around Yamamoto so hot that, you know, swords, and that's sort of what they're using to fight, they melt before even reaching him. But not only that, aside from the fact that this guy's been alive for thousands of years, being unquestionably the strongest around, he's also unfortunately had to kill so many. So, believe it or not, he can also revive.
He can bring them back.
Of everyone he's killed.
Totally for Bleach.
People say that Yamamoto's badass and that he's awesome. They don't even understand the scope of what they're talking about. Everything in the entire Bleach story that's considered somewhat of a threat is inherently getting flexed on by Yamamoto's presence. Yamamoto is trusting all of his subordinates and everyone around that they will be able to take him on, because if he goes Bankai, he might accidentally destroy his entire dimension. No one stands up to this guy. And the fact that he doesn't fight, it's not because he's scared, and it's not because he thinks that people are more capable. It's just because it's not worth putting everyone at risk to destroy his adversary. Every time he's not fighting, he is inherently flexing on an opponent not even worth his time. Next flex! Sabo from One Piece! Now, there are a lot of fire users in One Piece. You got Ace, you got Akainu, but honestly, none flex like my boy Sabo. The Revolution Army in general.
I am reading the manga. I promise I will understand these references at some point.
And Sabo is no exception. As we know, whenever someone eats a devil fruit or whatever, it takes time for them to get used to that power. And in the Dressrosa arc, there was an entire tournament for the Mereoleona, and not only did Sabo not enter the tournament, but he won it. Sorry, that's already very cool. He then eats the Mereoleona, and when he's facing off against Fujitora, an admiral with gravity powers that drops a meteor on him, he ends up walking out of this massive rubble mound unscathed and says, oh, sorry for all the mess with your meteor shards flying everywhere. I'm not used to my power yet that I can block it in the normal way. When he fights against a vice admiral, which was, by the way, very big, he blocks his sword strike with his bare hand, shatters his sword by clenching his fingers, then shatters his helmet by clenching his fingers, and presumably, after shattering his helmet with his bare hands, his head under the helmet didn't feel so great either. We have not seen him since, I believe. As far as Dressrosa goes, we had a lot of badass fighters.
Oh my god.
We had Law, we had Dofi, we had Luffy, but more importantly than all of that, Fujitora was head and shoulders everyone in power at that point. So, of course, the one to fight him was Sabo, the guy who just got a fruit and was sword fighting this mad lad with a metal pipe. Yes, that is Sabo's weapon of choice. Everything about how this guy fought in Dressrosa was a flex. Using his fruit for the first time and taking on an entire military platoon with that's a big flex. The fact that he fights with a metal pipe, also a big flex. That's cool. But I think the biggest Sabo flex we saw was just how he was simply acting like one of those guards in the Reverie when he was sneaking in. I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, of course he dressed up like a guard to sneak in. That's normal sneak-in procedure. It's not a flex, no.
That person's just like, what?
One of the members of the Revolutionary Army that was sneaking in with him was Morley. Morley is a giant that, despite being very flamboyant, has the ability to, like, soften earth and go through it and stuff. So Morley was climbing up the massive mountain from the inside, while Sabo, as an acting guard of some royal, was traveling through, like, an elevator type thingo. As they're climbing up, the royal guy's like, Mr. Guard-san, I think I saw a giant pop out of that mountain for a second. And of course, it was actually Morley who was climbing up the mountain.
Well,
and
it looks so happy.
Not only does he say, I don't see anything, sir. No. He almost makes fun of him for having such a wacky imagination. Sir, what would a giant be doing in that mountain? That's ridiculous. You must be so nervous about this whole thing. Oh my god. What a bitch. Okay, he didn't say that last thing. But I find that so funny. It's not helping his disguise or anything to make fun of this guy. But he just wanted to flex on him a little. I personally think very cool. Itachi from Naruto. Now, Itachi uses fire style a lot.
Yes.
Chakra nature, he's definitely worthy of being on the fire flex list.
Hell yes.
I already talked about Madara's meteors, which is my first thought for fire style flexes, but Itachi's is definitely up there. Itachi tapping Sasuke on the forehead? Yeah, that is literally what? That's right, it's a flex. Oh no, it's a show of love. No, it's a flex. Whenever Sasuke goofed up as a kid, tapped him on the forehead. Whenever he told Sasuke, no, you're too weak to help me on this mission, whatever, he tapped him on the forehead. And when he was dying, he tapped him on the forehead. This man did some really mad flexing. In fact, he was flexing on Sasuke intentionally to scare him off and to make him stronger. Itachi's basic narrative in early Naruto when it came to Sasuke was beat the absolute living crap out of him. So he'll realize, oh my god, I have no chance to even reach him until I become way stronger. So he becomes way stronger. Itachi purposely flexed on Sasuke by annihilating him. But I think his biggest flexes weren't even when he was intentionally flexing on Sasuke for a purpose in part 1, but it was in Shippuden when Sasuke fought Itachi. Truth be told, when anyone fights Itachi, Itachi is inadvertently flexing on them with his awesomeness. Kurenai tries to put him in a genjutsu,
just like,
you're trying to
genjutsu on me,
Kakashi says only I could look at him because I have his Sharingan, put Kakashi in a genjutsu through looking at his Sharingan. They say don't look at Itachi because he uses genjutsu through eye contact. He puts Naruto into genjutsu by pointing at him. Orochimaru is sneaking up on Itachi from behind, trying to steal his body. Itachi had him in a genjutsu all along and is actually behind Orochimaru and chops his arm off. Deidara wants to fight with Itachi and makes this bomb thing to try to wrap around him. Itachi had Deidara in a genjutsu from the first moment, and the bomb thing is actually wrapping around himself. Every single Itachi fight comes out to be some massive flex. It's not like he's winning with arduous labor or whatever. And
it's just so casual and nonchalant.
Is that he does it in such a fashion that not only do they realize, oh, this guy's a little stronger than me, they realize they're not even in his league. He flexes on them so hard they become terrified of him. And Sasuke versus Itachi is definitely, absolutely one of these situations. In the beginning of the fight, it's just genjutsu upon genjutsu upon genjutsu, and then it's clashing of ninjutsus. And remember, this is what Sasuke has been trying to do his entire life. For the last 3 years in solitude with Orochimaru, you know, a terrorist pedophile, he went willingly to study from a terrorist pedophile, all to beat Itachi. He learned crazy techniques just to beat Itachi. And when they fought, even Sasuke's most grandiose fire-style jutsu, no, it wasn't dodged by Itachi. No, it wasn't blocked by Itachi using some sort of Susanoo thing. Oh, no. Itachi had to use Amaterasu on it to show him that you use fire? Well, this fire consumes even fire. And after this entire magic fight, and remember, this is when Itachi's like half dead, can barely see, suffering through ridiculous amounts of pain, and he's still mopping the floor with Sasuke. And then Sasuke's like, well, actually, I have the secret technique that I've been waiting for the very end to use now. Chidori Nagashi, massive lightning dragon gazelle giraffe thing that'll come down from the sky and obliterate
I'll never
your
use it
face.
ever again.
This is my final move, I'm telling you, because nothing else in my arsenal is as powerful as this. Sasuke doesn't exactly go on this massive monologue, but that's because at this point, Sasuke doesn't talk. If he would talk, oh damn would he go on a monologue. Lightning Dragon comes down and has absolutely no effect on Itachi because Itachi fought his entire fight against Sasuke without even showing him Susanoo. Yeah. Why? Because the whole fight that Itachi was fighting with Sasuke, he was just waiting for Sasuke to pleasantly run out of energy so Orochimaru can inadvertently come out so he can seal Orochimaru with his insanely broken Susanoo without needing to harm Sasuke at all. Yes,
well, it's not the Susanoo he seals him with, it's
merely a diversion to him for his main goal,
what's the sword called?
Which was get rid of Orochimaru and then transfer all of his powers to Sasuke. In order to make Sasuke stronger, he had to flex on him so ridiculously hard. And then, to end it all off, he does the forehead tap thingy, saying, Sasuke, I could take your eyeball right now and heal myself, but instead, I'll transfer all of my powers to you because I loved you all along. Yes, you spent your entire life getting stronger because I was flexing on you, and I hate to flex on you, but I'm actually a very awesome dude. And even though that's definitely my personal favorite of Itachi's flexes battle-wise, I still think his best flex in the series is definitely when he was reincarnated. Kabuto's bringing back all these ancient
Oh,
ninja
God,
from the dead
yes.
to fight
Absolutely
on his
class.
behalf. And he's got some really powerful dudes. I mean, he summoned back Nagato, he summoned back all these old Kage, and, you know, out of the people he summoned back, one of them was Itachi, and Itachi's like, nah, fam, this
You ain't
ain't
got
it,
me.
Chief. Reverse Uno card.
Yeah.
Ridiculously insane, untrackable, unblockable Genjutsu on Kabuto to release Itachi himself from his control, and Itachi, you know, the person that Kabuto himself summoned back from the dead, fights Kabuto and puts Kabuto in an infinite time loop until Kabuto decides, yeah, I'm actually a bad guy, and I'm gonna become a good guy now. And that mindset change is the only way to break out of the infinite time loop. So when time loop's over, Kabuto's working with the good guys. Not to mention the fact that he also caused Kabuto to undo the massive Edo Tensei, and Itachi doesn't even get credit of that from the ninja world. Itachi had to flex on him hard, being the sole cause of Kabuto's downfall. And the funniest part was, Itachi was the most selfless character in Naruto. Didn't want to take credit for his work as a double agent in the Akatsuki. Didn't want to be looked at as a good guy from saving the Leaf Village from the Uchiha coup d'etat.
That's true.
Doesn't even need credit to be the one that took down Kabuto's entire army. While the art of flexing is usually through pride or bringing respect to oneself, Itachi's is not. Itachi's flexes are even bigger because no one knows about them. Next!
That's cool.
This one is from the fire-type gym leader, Blaine. Now, Blaine in the anime does not have a lot of flexes. In fact, he's a daft old fool that has a bathhouse to be his secret entrance to the inside of a volcano. Yes, not exactly where I would put the secret entrance inside of the volcano, but hey, you do you. I guess he did sort of flex on Ash saying, your Pikachu is very hurt, and if you had decided to have Pikachu continue to battle, I would have banned you from the entire Pokemon League, but alas, you made the right choice by forfeiting. I guess that's sort of a flex, but manga Blaine flexes hardest.
Oh, really?
Manga,
Okay.
Blaine was the scientist that worked with Team Rocket to create Mewtwo. In fact, it was created from Blaine's own cells, mixed with cells of Mew, and blammo! You got yourself Mewtwo, the most powerful Pokemon in all the world! Blaine eventually defected from Team Rocket, realizing the error of his ways, and thanks to Red, he actually managed to capture Mewtwo back, and now he works with Mewtwo, and because of the fact that Mewtwo is based off part of his cells, they communicate, and whatever.
That's
it's
cool.
this whole complicated storyline that you should read the Pokemon Adventures manga, because the Pokemon Adventures manga is one of the greatest manga ever, and no one reads it because, oh, Pokemon is for kids. Pokemon's not for kids when this happens, and to this I'm referring to, it's the Blaine flex that puts him on the list. In the Pokemon Adventures manga, this isn't a spoiler, it's very clearly stated, the Elite Four are bad guys. They're not like the top four strongest Pokemon trainer ninja warriors in the country that you have to defeat to become a Pokemon master. No, they're these three tyrannical, ridiculously overpowered Pokemon trainers that are trying to amass a Pokemon army to take over the Kanto region. Yeah, a little scarier.
That's different, yeah, cool.
Even had to team up with Team Rocket to defeat them because, as the Mafia, they don't want their country to be taken over. That
makes sense, that's cool. Oh my god, this manga sounds so good every time people talk about it.
That they know the Elite Four are currently inhabiting, they split up in groups of 2 to double team each member of the Elite Four, and hopefully they will be victorious in bringing them down. Lance is the strongest member of the Elite Four. He uses Dragon-type Pokemon, and people fear him as potentially the strongest trainer. When Red and Bruno first fought, they were equivalently matched, and Red was the Pokemon master at the time. Lance is known to be by far the strongest member of the Elite Four, and his dragons are feared by everyone. So they knew that running into Lance is not gonna be cool. In any case, the
not a
team
good time.
that ends up
Not a good
happening
time.
on Lance is none other than Yellow, a garbage character in my personal opinion, the worst character in all of Pokemon, and Blaine. And Lance is sitting on this throne, chuckling and whatever, with a Dragonite behind him, and Blaine's like, Yellow, stand back, I could take this guy one-on-one. I just didn't want to flex on everyone else, saying that they should have just
The Pokemon Adventures manga's been brought up again.
I only have like a
Yes.
Sorry for putting those words in Yellow's mouth.
Yeah.
I don't really like Yellow, but the rest of the characters in Pokemon Adventures
He's explained how the Elite Four are bad guys in the manga. They're not actually what you need to be the best thing.
Most powerful Pokemon ever. And Lance is shook. The fight is amazing. The first moment of the fight is Mewtwo using his psychic power to break the mechanism of all of Lance's Pokeballs on his belt.
Oh, that's cool.
He can't send out his Pokemon. Now, that is insane. That's not how Pokemon battles usually go.
No, that's class.
Not from our anime-shaped minds. And then, to top it all off, Lance states, I already sent out my dragons. His dragons were hiding throughout this entire massive cavern, waiting to ambush whoever arrives, and, well, the breaking the Pokemon mechanism thing didn't exactly work. So all the dragons from all corners of the cavern pounce on Blaine. Oh no, what's he gonna do? And Blaine proceeds to slap Lance with Mewtwo alone. He's fighting all of Lance's dragons simultaneously, and he is slapping the shiest out of the most powerful Pokemon trainer alive. At least that's what it seems at this point, so we're gonna go with it. Eventually, Blaine has to calm down because using Mewtwo's taking a toll on him since they're attached on some crazy genetic level, and Mewtwo realizes that the more power he's outputting, the more he's hurting Blaine because they're connected in some weird way. So Mewtwo is literally fighting with his bare minimum power because
if he goes all out, he's gonna
Mewtwo that was wreaking havoc in the first arc of Pokemon Adventures. No one could tame this guy, but Blaine did, and Mewtwo, who's barely using any power, and as much as he can, he goes back into his Pokeball for a few seconds so Blaine can catch his breath, pops back out, uses bare minimum of his power, continues to slap.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
God tier. And Blaine is one of the most badass old dudes in anime. Yes, I said it. Low-key, I personally prefer Yamamoto's flexing, but that doesn't mean you can just diss my boy Blaine like this. Taming Mewtwo and using him to single-handedly slap Lance, the guy who wanted to single-handedly take over the entire country. Imagine if you had some massive maniacal plan at something you were good at. I don't know, maybe you like Fortnite or something, and your master plan is to take down Ninja. So you and like a ton of your buddies enter a Fortnite game against Ninja. And you actually manage to take down Ninja because the Elite Four were successful in conquering Kanto. And you're like super happy. Now all you need is to get that one victory royale and all will be good. Right. And then you see that there's one old man playing Fortnite with you as well. And that old man proceeds to body every single one of you without even trying and without even using good guns or whatever. You can tell by this metaphor I'm not exactly a Fortnite champion. In fact, I've never even played the game. But my point stands. These guys conquered Kanto. Nothing was supposed to be a threat to them. We need our strongest Pokemon trainers to tag team against each of them to even stand on a level playing field, and then old Blaine walks onto the battlefield and with one Pokemon proceeds to slap Lance. This was gorgeous. And a huge flex. Next, Mereoleona from Black Clover. Best woman in Black Clover, easily. One of the best women.
I really need to catch up with this.
Absolute badass. Incarnate, and she flexes so hard that other captains are scared to defy her. I mean, she says to the Black Bulls, alright, you guys suck. I'm taking you for Mana's own training. And they're like, oh, okay, ma'am, we'll listen to you. And Yami's sitting there like, oh, yeah, Mereoleona, you take care of them. And Mereoleona says to Yami, you are coming too.
You're coming as well.
And Yami immediately says, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay.
And follows them out because no one defies the lioness. This is a big flex on the Black Bulls. She also does this to a different one of the captains. And of course, that other captain has to listen. Mereoleona is one of my favorite characters.
Absolutely
my favorite character in Black Clover. And it's purely due to her flexing badassery alone. Yes, this Whammon is probably the second strongest Magic Knight in the entire story after Julius Novacrona. They wanted to take her into the highest Magic Knight training school when she was a kid, and she said, no, I could learn more on my own than anything you people could ever teach me. Yeah. I'm already stronger than anyone in your academy. And she was. They offered her a position of power being a captain, and she was like, no thank you, I don't want any of this prestige or whatever, I just want to do my own thing, flexing on the government. No one turns down the captain's duty. Everyone wants to be the Wizard King. Everyone wants to grow in political power or whatever. And she doesn't because it only holds her back from what she could do without the political power. Damn it, I'm bringing her up now because she just had some massive flexes fighting against the Eye of the Midnight Sun. First, when she was against Raya. Raya is one of the 3 strongest members
I really need to catch up with this now.
And when they were introduced,
there's like 100 episodes of it now.
They were each individually more powerful than he was. We saw how strong Licht was as well. Licht was fighting Yami, and Yami had a super effective ability on him. He was able to block his light swords because he made miniature black holes that sucked them in. Licht also fought Julius for a while, and Julius was stronger, definitely. But the result was the same, and results do speak. We know Licht was insanely powerful. We know it took a lot of captains to bring him down. and we know that these 3 members of the Eye of the Midnight Sun are stronger than he is himself. Raya is probably the second strongest of those members, and that's being generous saying that he's not the absolute strongest. This guy has copy magic. He can use anyone else's abilities as well as they can. So, he uses Yami's abilities, he even uses Licht's light sword, Gate of Babylon thingo, and he is up against Mereoleona. He is so confident in this one-on-one fight against this newbie captain who's just filling in for her brother because her brother is injured. And Mereoleona tells the Magic Knights with her, I got this alone, you people will only stand in my way, and she proceeds to fight this guy. This guy's laughing at her foolishness of challenging him. And Mereoleona beats him pretty much without even using a single spell.
Oh,
it's
wow.
not like one of those overpowering fights where, you know, she actually wins. No, she is playing with him for a good 5 minutes until she's like, alright, you got nothing, and uses the most ridiculous fire barrage ever to annihilate his face. Raya has copied light magic moves from Licht that he can heal any of his own wounds, and between every bout, she lets him heal himself so she could just pummel him harder.
That's amazing.
He uses massive water dragon, and she just catches it with a fire enclosed and crushes it. He encloses her in ice, which just melts upon contact with her. She can't fly like he can with one of his myriad of spells, but from the air pressure of her foot against the air, she can ricochet off thin air because of her physical strength without even using magic. So she's bouncing around at most insane speeds in thin air, waiting for him to use every magic in his arsenal as she proceeds to, with her bare physical strength, annihilate all of them. All with this massive smile of satisfaction on her face as she wrecks the absolute shiest out of him. And after she's done, she asks him something like, are you sure you're a member of the Eye of the Midnight Sun? They said you guys were actually strong.
That's
she
beastly.
solidified as one of the most badass anime characters of all time with this fight. And honestly, the next fight was even more badass. After fighting this member of the Eye of the Midnight Sun, all the elves awaken in Black Clover, and every elf is like way far stronger than a human. And these elves, you know, far stronger than humans, have like 5 of them fight against Mereoleona at once, and this is after she's already quote-unquote tired from her fight with Raya. Elves are like broken. Every single elf is taking on dozens of Magic Knights without a problem. Their mana pools are in another league, and Mereoleona says, wait, there are only 5 of you against me? And in a fit of absolute awesomeness, she annihilates all 5 of them. Yes, this is when they're introducing elves as badasses. This is at that point of the story that's saying, no human will ever defeat
and then she just,
an elf. And then right in the beginning of this introduction, she shatters all of their misconceptions and annihilates 5 of their strongest. Shut up if you don't think she is one of the most badass women
That's so
of all
cool.
time. Every moment she's on screen and every time she's talked about, she reminds the world that it was flexed on by the lioness. Next. It's another fire-based woman,
Amazing.
Megumin from Konosuba.
Yeah!
I love Megumin.
Explosion!
She is one of the goddamn greatest characters ever, and I will be doing an entire video on her.
Really?
And don't think
Cool.
that makes it look like I'm not going to make an entire video on Mereoleona. I probably will, as well as Itachi. As well as a lot of the characters on this list. I just really like a lot of the characters I'm talking about today. Damn! Now,
So
Megumin
cool,
flexes
Megumin.
a lot. She flexes in the actual story about saying how she's actually the greatest wizard ever, even though she can only use one move.
She can
and
only
it
use
doesn't
explosion
matter
magic.
because she derives so much pleasure from that move. She doesn't care that she can't do anything else, and there's nothing you can really prove to her that she's not the greatest wizard ever, because that's the most damage output any character in the entire series has ever done.
Yeah.
Now, as much as I want to talk about her flexing nature with all of her ridiculously adorable hair flicks, as she says that she is like a level 9 archmage or whatever that's feared throughout the country, which isn't exactly true, and that she wears an eye patch just to look cool and flex on everyone how she's actually the most powerful. None of these flexes actually match the flex I'm about to be talking about. And it's the fact that the R Konosuba subreddit is less popular than the R Megumin one. Megumin is literally more popular
than the actual anime.
her entire anime. Get flexed on hard, Megumin haters, as well as the actual Konosuba anime.
That's
She's literally more popular than her entire universe. I can't get over the actual hilarity of that. And yes, it's a huge flex. So, Ramen and
Genius.
I hope
I
you
like
enjoyed
that.
this
That's so
video.
funny.
I am so happy with how it came out because all of these flexes are actually some of my favorites in the entire series.
Class.
So, definitely smash like. 80,000 likes and biggest flexes in Anime 10 will be out within a week. Number 10! That's pretty crazy. community. Share the series around.
Class.
I'm in love with this series. I have so much enjoyment making these videos. Subscribe if you enjoyed. Links in the description to my Patreon, Twitter, merch, and Twitch. Feel free to go wherever the hell you want that those things can take you. Also, link in the description to the All Day Anime channel where I will be debating which of these flexes is the best flex. Thanks to my editor, Korewa Eden, for working on this video and doing it in a really quick amount of time because A, it's very long, and B, I got it to him relatively late. His channel is also linked in the description. Mad thanks, fam. Have yourselves the most wonderful evening, and remember to read the Pokemon Adventures manga and to stay weird, fam.
That was awesome. That was so cool. Get those likes in. The original video will be in the description. Go click and then leave a like there, and then we get number 10. Whoop. Awesome flexes in there. I need to catch up on Black Clover. You need to watch Konosuba because it's amazing.
I want to watch Black Clover now.
Yes, it is good. Like, to be fair, it is cool. And the Pokemon Adventures manga. I think we need to get into that at some point.
You need to watch One Piece or read the manga.
I do need to read. I've got the first 3 volumes. I need to like get through that and then
Have you started yet?
I read the first like couple of pages. So anyway, thanks for that. Thank you guys very much for watching. What did you guys think of that? What did you guys think of this? Click like, subscribe if you haven't already. Leave comments down below. Let me know what I should watch in future videos. I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. And that's the last time you get to sit in a video because you always embarrass me.